And then little did we know, the maid of honor at my wedding, who I hadn't spoken to in like 3 or 4 months, found out and sent all of our friends and family my links.
Yeah.
And my photos and my videos.
Office.
His workplace, his parents,
Yeah.
you name it.
You just got doxxed.
Doxxed.
Yeah.
She was online putting my kids' names out there. It was really rough.
Welcome to the Adult Time Podcast.
Welcome to the Out Time Podcast, everybody. My name is Bree Mills, and I am here with a very special couple. May I present the Avalons, Andi and Joey Avalon. Thank you guys so much for coming down to the pod today. I think you are. I did have a lesbian couple on the podcast a few months ago, but you are my first straight couple, and I feel like I'm your unicorn today. A lovely interview.
Glad to be here.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, no, I know that we have worked together on set before. This is our first time meeting.
Yeah.
So it's going to be fun to get to know you two, and not just your relationship, but obviously what you have done together and individually in the industry. So yeah, it's going to be a good time.
Cool.
We always start, however, with a little icebreaker. Okay, we'll break the ice. And we're going to play a game called Hot or Not, and we're going to make this a couples edition. Okay. As a couple, sharing a toothbrush, hot or not?
Not.
For me.
No.
No, I don't see any.
We have shared a
Yeah.
toothbrush.
In desperate
Yes.
times, it's there. At least you know the person's cooties. At
Yeah.
least. Yeah, it's cooties nonetheless.
When you find out, you still get pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might change my toothbrush after.
Yes, yeah. It's you're probably not going to keep using the toothbrush after. But what do you think it is about sharing a toothbrush that gives people the ick? Because I mean, people share all kinds of things, right? They share towels sometimes.
Or like we can make out and then 1 second later, we're using their toothbrush, but that's off limits.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why is that?
I think it's knowing like you've eaten food and there's something in there, and then like the thought of it not being rinsed and going in my mouth.
Could it be like sharing toilet paper?
It would be like, I think it's a lesser evil than sharing toilet paper, but on the spectrum. But yeah, it's the same thing. You don't want to get any bits.
I don't want bits in my mouth.
You don't want bits in your mouth.
No, not those kind of bits.
No, exactly. All right, so as a couple, hot or not, using pet names in public.
No.
Yeah, I saw your face.
I just don't see an avenue for that.
So do you guys have pet names? Are there
No.
no?
We don't.
No? Yeah, so then definitely they're not they're not being forced.
never
Yeah, I think that's something that you start with, and then if it continues in your relationship, and we never started with one, so.
Yeah.
I think it's
so
that
you
simple.
didn't pick it up after a
Nope.
certain number of years. Yeah.
All the people I know that use them started like the
Have-
first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you ever, like, if you were, okay, hypothetically, if you were to give Joey a pet name right now, this far along in your relationship, what would it be?
A pet name?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like a term of like affection, endearment.
Honey.
Honey.
Not really a pet name, but
That's a food.
honey? It's sweet.
Yeah.
It's sweet. Yeah,
Okay.
I think I don't even know that I would even be able to come up with that pet name, but probably be Honey.
Yeah. What about you, Joe? If you had
Tell you
to
what
give
name he doesn't like.
What would mine be?
Oh no.
Kitty cat.
kitty cat. There you go.
I'm trying to think of a movie that's from Kitty cat.
But you
no.
see, to drop kitty cat as a pet name, like you have to, I feel, have a lot of confidence. Because that's something that some people might like that, but it also could be something that would be very cringe, right?
Can you imagine being,
you have to deliver it with a certain sort of swagger.
That's true.
Otherwise, it's just going to feel really icky.
Can you imagine being like at a restaurant or a bar and the person next to you, hey, kitty cat,
Yeah,
what do
I'd
you
be
have
like,
to drink?
You're right. It could be sexy.
yeah, like it
could
has
be.
to be the person that's saying, like, if I called my wife kitty cat, she would tell me to just like leave.
She'd be like,
She'd be like, what are you doing? That's gross. But yeah. Okay, so hot or not, eating in bed after sex.
I think that'd be kind of fun. I don't know if it's hot. If it was chocolate.
What kind of,
Yeah.
If it was chocolate, it'd be hot.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to smoke in bed.
He's
I don't
always
smoke,
wanted to
but
smoke
I've like out of the movies.
Yes, yeah, that's
I
right.
just want to be
lie in
that
bed and have
guy.
a smoke, yeah.
It's like I'd love to light up a cigarette after good sex. I'm like, okay, do it. He's like, no. He's like, no.
You have to get like a smoking room at a hotel just for that.
Nobody wants to be in the smoking room.
No, but we would film that because there are people that love that.
Oh yeah,
I can. And when you say that, I imagine like a giant Subway sandwich after sex, and to me, I'm like, no.
So cool. Actually, I just flipped on that. I do think it's sexy.
Oh God, I would probably be like,
well, because it is like if you have a good lay and you're feeling really good, having a good sandwich
could be good, but
it would. Yeah. I mean, but the mess, like you're still naked and everything.
But there might already be a mess after that. So
that is true, right?
I'm flipped on this.
Yeah.
I'm going for it.
And you can share your toothbrush
Philly cheesesteak after sex.
I'm gonna tag you after.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so hot or not, role play involving costumes. Do costumes ever come? I mean, obviously you film probably a lot of content that involves it, but just kicking it back on a Tuesday night, do the costumes come out?
No, but he would probably love it.
Yeah.
He typically gets me in a robe.
I get the robe.
Yeah.
I mean,
So for him,
I get the baggy shirt and robe.
baggy shirt and robes. Yeah. A costume, I think he'd dig it.
The baggy shirt. So true.
I'm so
That is the honey Burdette of our house.
Yeah. All right, so you would be down for it, but would it?
If he came out in a costume, I'd probably laugh because it's totally not him.
It would be like
he doesn't even dress up for Halloween.
Yeah.
It would be something like a Sailor Moon, something like that.
You would
type
like
of
that,
cosplay.
yeah. It could be fun. Yeah, that could be hot.
I think you know
that
what?
could be
I
hot.
think under that robe one night, Andy, you should just have that Sailor Moon costume
Talk dirty
and
to me.
rock Joey's ward.
He'd come before I even got to the bed.
You didn't even need to touch him.
He'd be like, yes.
Like,
And
finally, not a baggy
and the
t-shirt.
sandwich.
Yeah,
That's so true.
All right, tasting your partner's sweat after a workout.
For me, not.
Yeah.
I think it depends, but yeah.
I think he'd like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd like
I'm
my
a good
armpit.
big sweat guy. Yeah.
He likes sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's kinky like that.
Yeah.
But lady sweat and fella sweat, those are two different sweats.
Yeah, men's smell different.
Yeah.
Women.
Yeah, one would not want to necessarily lick a man's.
Yeah, no, not for me. That'd be a not.
All right, so you guys don't use pet names in public, but how do you feel about PDA? Is that a hot or a not?
Depending on where.
Or how many drinks or cocktails you might have.
Oh yeah, if I've had a few drinks, I might be in a
little
PDA
touchy.
kind of mood.
Yeah.
He's never has been.
No.
You know, he gets him nervous or people are staring at him or it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
Depends on how much I drink.
Yeah.
There's kids around.
Yeah, there you go. It is true, like when you were out somewhere, especially when it's not the vibe, right? Like let's say you're at a family restaurant and there's a couple in the corner grinding on each other.
Right.
Like you do tend to pass judgment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You do tend to sort of, maybe it's not appropriate.
And it depends on the type of PDA too, right? Like if it's super sexual, it might be inappropriate. But if it's like cute and romantic, and you're like, oh, look at them, that's cute.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so sort of mixed bag.
Mixed
bag. All right, and then finally, what we all want to know, hot or not, watching your partner masturbate.
Hot.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah.
One answer.
Yeah.
One word answer.
Double
Super
hot.
hot. I
Double
love
hot.
that.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like just that
like
close to the real thing, right? It's
Yeah.
like it's nice, yeah.
That's so true. We've had times where she's like, just take care of yourself or something. And then I start doing it. And she's like,
it's really hot.
I
All right,
can't sit on the
changed my
sideline.
mind.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna, jack off. I'm like, all right. And then I'm like, oh, it's kind of hot.
Yeah.
right.
It's usually a good way to like just get the other person going. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so it's pretty rare that one, if not both, partners in a a sort of sex worker relationship enter the industry together. But I gather that you two entered the industry together. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So before we get into your experience being performers together, let's talk about how you guys got together in the first place. So can you please, I'm going to sit back, get my water, and I would like to hear your lovely origin story, please.
Would you like to start?
Sure. I was a server at Master's Steakhouse, a cocktail server, and I worked there for a while. And he was my regular that would come in and have dinner, and then he would ask me out, and I would say no. And this went on for like a year. Come out like every weekend, bring his friends, family, everything. And then eventually he asked out my friend, which made me very jealous.
She did not like.
I did not like that. And I was like,
I had
wait.
to pull out my bag of tricks.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute.
And was that intentional? Was that a move?
No.
he was
you were
really
just
asking
moving
her
on.
out.
Yeah.
I was like, that's so rude. So then he texted me and he was like, do you want to come pick me up? And I was like, yes. And so I went, I picked him up, and took him home and just literally drove him home. And we hung out for a little while, and then he asked to come visit me. You asked me to come visit you.
At the beach,
At the beach, his house at the beach. And I said yes. And then we're together
I think ever since.
every day since.
Yeah.
I said I was
The
that
very first
Yeah, I
night.
was like, I'm gonna marry you.
Yeah.
And I told him
And
it
it
was
did.
crazy.
Yeah.
And then he did. Yeah.
So every weekend for a year, eating a steak and asking Andi out.
Yeah, it was in Palm Desert.
Very
My family has a
expensive.
house out there.
Yeah.
And so I was going out there every weekend with
play
friends to play golf.
golf
And then half of my brain was like, well, then I get to hang out there afterwards. And then it took a year, but finally
Yeah.
it happened. So
Yeah.
And what were the sort of like, so how many years have you guys been together total?
that was 12 years ago.
2012?
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
okay.
We got engaged 9 months after that.
Yeah.
Wow,
day.
okay. All right, so you've been married for over a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And in the early years of your relationship, like when did sort of the idea of opening up your relationship, of swinging, when did that kind of come into the picture?
Oh boy. 4 years ago?
Not even.
3 years ago?
Okay, all right, so
So
a
this
good
is
chunk
recent.
of time.
Yeah.
Right? So please, this is actually quite fascinating, right? Because you know, couples, especially couples that have been together for a long time, right? It's pretty easy to fall into complacency. So, you know, at what point did you guys decide to sort of shake things up, and how did that come about?
Yeah. We were totally monogamous up until that point.
Yeah.
And
You were a stay-at-home mom.
yeah, I was a
like,
stay-at-home mom,
Yeah.
just living, you know, and you have your ups and downs, and it's not that our relationship was never bad. It was always pretty strong, but would you say it was the Tough Mudder?
Yeah,
we did this thing called the Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
It was like an outdoor, I don't know,
Like competition, yeah.
And I got paired with this really beautiful girl, and we'd all been kind of drinking and stuff, but I always thought she was kind of cute, but I didn't really address those feelings 'cause I was never really into them, so I thought. But at the end of that day, he pulled me aside and he was like, I think you like women. And I was like, no, I don't. He's like, oh yeah, you definitely
Yeah,
do. He's
your
like,
spidey.
but I was insecure.
Yeah.
I wasn't like,
You were not
that's hot.
happy. Yeah, you were
No.
like, oh my gosh, she's gonna leave me for
Yes.
Yeah.
He was
Tough
like,
Mudder chick. Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
like, you really, I know you like her, I know you. And I was like, I do. And he's like, yeah. And it was like a serious conversation. And then the next day, I think you came up to me and you were like, I want you to live your life and never have never wish you didn't try something.
Yeah.
If you think you like women, you want to be with women, like I don't want you to go on without trying something.
Yeah, there's more, but there was like 7 years of us, you know, being happily married, and I don't know. I know I put that in quotations, but you know, but like there's
monogamous
still,
and married and
But she would always make, you know, I was working and we were doing well, and she was a stay-at-home mom, 3 kids, all going to Catholic school, and she would always make kind of comments, and they weren't bad or at all, but she was saying like, basically saying I don't feel fully fulfilled in life.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. And it hurt my heart. Like knowing like she might be stuck in this position that maybe she didn't sign up for.
Yeah, and as her partner, right? Like you obviously want her to feel fulfilled, and you want her to feel fulfilled within, you know, what you all have together. But you have that nagging feeling that if you block it, right?
Yeah.
Or if you kind of hold her back, it's going to end up, you know, kind of brewing resentment.
Absolutely.
Or so like, how did you have that first reaction where you see her, you know, catching feelings, and like you said, it was insecurity, wasn't a good initial feeling.
Not at all, yeah.
How were you able to turn that around and be as logical as you were the next day, realizing like, hey, I actually like, for you, but also for us, like you need to do this.
Yeah, and I don't think it was like pleasure. Like you
Wasn't
being
pleasure-driven.
unfulfilled is not like wasn't unfulfilled pleasure
Yeah.
sexually. It was
Yeah.
just
In
in
life.
life in general. Plus
Yeah.
that. I think I tried to internalize it first. Like, what am I doing wrong to
Yeah.
make her like
Yeah.
any human would do? And then I realized maybe there are things I could work on. But that's life's taking its course. I don't need to get in the way, and let's communicate. Let's start the process of communicating. And it wasn't, she didn't come to me and say, I want to have sex with girls, I want to do this, I want to do that. It wasn't like I'm just caged up.
Yeah.
It wasn't that at all. It was like,
I also suppressed those feelings.
Yeah.
I was like, no, like, I think you're wrong, like, no. But in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, maybe I I mean, I do like her. Like, she's super hot, and we had a good connection. And then you went and did the tantra massage. That was our first step. Our first step was he looked up a tantra massage where we both got to experience a woman together in this like erotic thing, and it was amazing.
Yeah, that was cool. I forgot about that.
It was really cool, and we both finished with this woman.
Yeah.
And it was very sensual for both of us, and it like reconnected us.
Yeah, and it was the first time you two had done anything with another person.
Yes,
right?
in the room, and she didn't participate. Like she was the one giving the completion, which was also unique. And that was really fun. And then I think we went back and met her again, the girl that I liked.
Yes, yeah.
And then we actually both took her home.
Yes, okay.
So I got to be with the person,
both,
and him, and so did he.
Yeah, and was that something that, like, for you within your comfort zone was important in that first step versus, say, like, Andi doing something independently?
Yeah, I don't think it wasn't like a control thing either. I think that happened organically. I don't know if it would have happened.
I wouldn't have done it by myself.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't something that I would have pursued.
Yeah, you wanted it to be within the context of the relationship.
And then, quickly after that, I was like, well, let's not stop at that. Like a week later.
You guys both, like you said, it was like a very reconnecting experience, right? Yeah.
And it was great for me, like, to like be like, oh, it's okay if I have these feelings for women. Like, he's not mad about it, and I get to still like go there, and it's hot, and he doesn't look at me different. And I was like, that was really hot, you know?
Yeah.
So it was a good thing. And then we moved on to
a gentleman
for like a hot wife kind of experience.
Yes, yeah. And how did that feel? Because that's sort of a different vibe from another girl, right?
Yeah.
It's a different level of feeling.
That went, because it's kind of, I'm not going to say mainstream, but it's, couples often add a girl.
Yes,
and that's edgy.
It's more normal.
Well, or it's a bit more of like what you would call it, like it's like it breaks the ice.
Yeah.
Like that kind of dynamic.
It opens up your sexuality.
Yeah, and there's less kind of sometimes, I don't want to say like jealousy or competition, but I would imagine
there is less jealousy.
Yeah.
Unless I'm threatened
I feel like
by the
things
person.
could go wrong more with a girl.
Things
if you're new to it. But no, then we added a guy.
And that was obviously just for me.
Yeah.
And that was like out of body experience situation. And then we didn't talk about it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We just kind of like, we recorded it. I didn't watch it. I refused to acknowledge that it happened. Like, I just let it go.
Yeah.
And then eventually he's like, you need to like, let's talk about it, And then I think that's when we started then he started introducing me, well, there's these other things that we could try, which like involve swinging, like other couples and parties and like things like that. And
just the websites alone was like, it felt deviant, but like we're doing it together, so there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And we kind of tiptoed into the swinging lifestyle. And it just kind of kept getting a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. And then we started
that original gentleman, that was filmed.
Yeah.
And that kept both her face and I think his face was out of it.
Yeah, but whose idea was it for the filming?
I don't remember.
That's a great question.
But it had to have
feels
been
like
mine. That
ages
didn't
ago.
say.
I don't think I would have been like, he was like,
I think I just busted out the camera phone. And I didn't know how to do it. So I did it like this, like just a normal. And then like knowing now, like I should have, but that tells you how authentic it is. It was literally me going like this.
Yeah. And so did it feel like, because that's your first experience watching your wife like having sex with another guy, right? And again, a lot of people could feel very threatened by that or jealous of that. You'd started, like you were obviously kind of both very consensually into this, but it's the first time.
Yeah.
Did you feel like having the recording in a sense gave you something to like focus on or a way to participate in the moment?
That's a great way to think of it.
There's a lot of checking in too. Like I would look over and be like, are you okay?
Yeah.
But you were like in a whole nother world. Like,
I was it was like an out of body experience. Like, and so I kind of like, not blacked out, but you kind of like forget what's happening around you.
Yeah.
And then
very overwhelming, I would imagine too, right? Like you're feeling a lot of, obviously physically what you're feeling, but also just like the whole thing is very emotional, right?
And then you did end up kind of participating.
Kind of
And like I was like, oh come on, I want you. Like once I was able to like check in, I'm like, hey, do you want to like come participate? And like we did for a little bit, and then it was like over. But yeah, you did. I think filming did help you kind of have control.
Yeah,
I think.
I guess you're right. Like kind of the director's hat.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like for me, like I find that it gives you something. you're watching it and you're enjoying it, but you're watching it from a different perspective because you're filming it, right?
Yeah.
So in a way, it helps you to kind of separate the emotional from...
Yeah, because if I was sitting there like this...
just cucking or whatever.
That's...
He never sat. He was always walking around.
And I guess that is kind of what separates the different genres.
And a hot wife.
There's more to it, but that's a really big one that I don't think people touch on a lot. Is the husband's like the director thinking about... And so I took that that content, and I didn't really even know what Twitter was at the time, just because like we just were a parents. And I just made a Twitter name and put it out there, and it like blew up.
People loved it.
Yeah.
And like then I was like, whoa,
wait a minute.
Is this easy?
Yeah. And so what year would have this been?
This was 2022.
Okay, all right. So pandemic was sort of
We were late to the game.
Yeah,
for sure.
But OnlyFans was there in existence, so it was a hop, skip, and a jump. Once you saw those video views, wait a minute, maybe we could do more.
Yeah, but again, we weren't really talking about it. And then finally, like we revisited that situation, and then she's like, "Well, let's do it. Let's do it again." And so then we kind of started a journey of that hot wifing, which I didn't know, but quickly found out is a huge
we had
genre.
no idea.
Yeah, well, because I think it's the fantasy of a lot of people who might not feel confident to do it in their real life, but really fantasize.
Right.
And we've learned that just from people reaching out to us saying like, "Oh my God, like you guys are doing what we want to do. Give us some tips."
We get a lot of that.
Yeah. So with what would your advice be? A couple that had many years of kind of conventional monogamy and sort of like you said, a kind of like very typical civilian vanilla lifestyle, to a couple that kind of embraced non-monogamy and like swinging and like hot wifing and some of these different activities. What advice would you have for a couple that's kind of still in this area. But is like thinking about wanting to explore?
We actually get this question a lot. Like a lot of my fans are always asking me, how do I talk my wife into this? How do I talk my husband into this? I really want to do it. I always just say tread lightly.
Yeah.
Start really slow, because just bringing up the question can be scary and insulting. So many emotions will come up. I would say, bring it up in casual conversation. Oh my gosh, I saw this couple and they were talking to other. Also, nowadays you turn on TikTok and it's polyamory and there's all this stuff, so you're already exposed to it. So most people are gonna be very lucky that they're already familiar with what it is. Yeah. And then you just bring it up. So like, hey, I saw this couple. And hey, can you believe so-and-so is, they went on a date with another couple, and like, I would just do it really slow.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and there might be also your partner isn't ready, but planting the seed and giving it time will help them to kind of adjust to the concept.
Yeah.
If you go right into it, sometimes it'll backfire.
It'll be a shock to the system. Yeah.
And it's not the solution to problems.
It's
within
not
your
the
marriage.
solution.
This is just icing on the cake.
Yeah. This is for somebody in a very healthy relationship that just wants to have fun and
can sort of disassociate the whatever, like the
Making
jealousy,
love
comparison, feelings from like, as you came to realize, I want my partner to be fulfilled, and here's how I can help her live her best life so she can be the best partner.
And
you also said that like all of his insecurities, like she's gonna leave me for this man, she's gonna leave me for a woman. Now he doesn't have those. He's like, there's nothing, our love is strong, nothing's gonna break us apart. Yeah. And no matter who she sleeps with or who I sleep with, it doesn't hurt us.
So how do you get to that point?
That's a hard one. It's one of those things where I don't think I was even seeking it, and it's just happened over time. Some people would consider that unhealthy. To me, it's not.
Yeah.
It's taken away a lot of anxiety in life.
Yeah.
Because to me, it was a financial deal, meaning like if I didn't make X amount of money, she was gonna leave me. That was the
insecurity.
Yeah. And I've realized just throughout this whole journey, there's so much more to our relationship than being easily, swayed one way or the other.
Yeah.
But, having sexual partners isn't one of those things that I think that makes me jealous anymore. I don't know if it ever did.
Yeah.
It was the thought. The thought of it was mainly, and once you see it instead of think about it, you realize like, hey, this isn't something I need to worry about. Like she's, an adult, like you're not going to fall in love with your partner.
Yes,
your
that
scene
person.
partner or whatever. Yeah.
But you said that you had to navigate.
Oh, I definitely had to navigate.
So how did you get to a point where it wasn't, tearing you up inside?
I think I just would look the other way for a little while and kind of just be like, well, if I can do it and he trusts me, I know I can trust him. And, the more I saw it, the more I was like, oh, it's not that scary. And same thing, we'd come home together and we talk about everything. Almost every scene, we talk about it. On my way home, on his way home. We do content together, which makes it even more fun.
Yeah.
Just communication, I think.
Yeah.
It helped a lot. And I still get jealous sometimes.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I do still get jealous, but most of the time he's like, do you want to do it with me? And then I'm like, oh no, that's fine. And then I'm like, all of a sudden I'm not jealous anymore. It's like being included.
Yeah.
Like once
it's kind of knowing, always having those check-ins, right? And knowing that you guys are each other's primary partners and all of that stuff.
That's funny because there was a scene where I was asked if I could pick any performer who it would be, and I said the name
off the top of his tongue, and I was like,
really fast. I said the name, and she repeated to one of our friends that she was mad about that.
I was like, oh gosh.
And I was like, man, I should have waited at least 5 seconds.
And then I realized I was like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I guess I can understand it.
I get it, but it was just so so you find yourself even after a healthy marriage and going through all of this that sometimes you still feel jealous.
Yeah.
It's normal.
And it's totally normal, and you just communicate and you work through it, and I get over things very quickly.
Yeah.
I don't hold on to anything like that.
Yeah. What are the keys to communication? What are the keys to successful? And I'm asking this because this is really fascinating to have you guys on our podcast. And like I said, a lot of I think people watching are probably having either similar experiences or have thought about it. So what are the keys to having successful communication when navigating multiple partners in your relationship and not always together, right?
Yeah.
That's 90%
and there's the professional stuff you guys do, but then I'm assuming too there's also just
the content
content side or extracurriculars or so what are the keys to successful communication?
For us, I always like to know ahead of time what's going on.
Yeah.
So we have a joint calendar, and I love knowing. So he'll put in, hey, I have a collab on this date, and he'll put the name in there, and then I have the ability to look up that person, see who she is, or and whether or not I approve, it has nothing to do. It's just me knowing what's happening, what's coming. The ability to just communicate, hey, I'm talking to this girl online. Are you cool with that? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think just being very forthcoming and no surprises.
I think it has to do all with communication, not hiding things, finding secret DMs by getting text messages.
Yeah.
But we've never really had.
We've never had issues
before.
like that. I would just say it's the ahead of time situation. I'm about to book a collab. Are you cool with that? Do you have anything going on that day? Do you need me?
Yeah.
And if I say no, he's like, all right, cool. I'm gonna put in the calendar. So that's how we start everything.
And then afterwards, talking.
And then afterwards, we talk about it.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
So, and you like the debriefs.
I love it. Yeah. That's my favorite part.
Okay, so what about the debriefs do you what is affirming about the debriefs?
Just almost being present. Hey, we got there, this is what she wore, and so we did, this is the steps. How long did it take before you got to sex? How long were photos? Did you take any good reels? Pulling me into the scene.
Things in common.
Things in common. Just
the battery went out or if it's a professional set.
I'm there, you know?
So
so when I see it pop up on X or I see it pop up on OnlyFans or I see a picture,
I'm not
know. What's that? I didn't know that. I'm like, oh yeah. I already know. It makes it comfortable.
Yeah. Are there any boundaries you guys have set for each other that you'd be comfortable sharing as sort of an example of boundaries that you guys follow in your kind of non-monogamy?
Yeah.
The only one that I have said is I don't like to see still pictures of him kissing another girl. I don't mind seeing it in a video or a reel. I don't like seeing still photos. If I open his phone and there's him kissing a girl, it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because that's we kiss.
Yeah.
It's our thing.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you're gonna kiss in a scene.
Yeah, but you don't want to see the still photo.
I don't love it.
Yeah.
And so there's been a few times where I'll open his phone. I'm like, delete those. And he respectfully
And they're
will.
from like a collab. It's not like
It's
you know,
not like he's
it's part
making
of a
out.
photo shoot. But I know what you're saying.
You know,
And-
like
yeah.
I could see him like cheesy photos, cool photos. I mean,
Yeah.
he could be eating the girl out. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's the intimacy of
the still
kissing. Yeah,
I don't love it.
Yeah.
And so he's It
Yeah.
took him a couple of times to be like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
But even if he took him and like she wanted to post it, doesn't bother me. It's just in my view.
Yeah,
So
gotcha.
That's
Yeah.
the only thing I have. I don't know if you have anything.
At first, when she started doing professional scenes about 2 years ago, it was off-camera stuff, and I was
Which I don't
always.
do.
But then, like knowing how a set works, like sometimes for time, you need to be doing things off camera, not
Right.
like not like PDA or anything like that, but like so that's
You're keeping the chemistry going.
correct.
The batteries are being changed. Sometimes.
Like you don't need to go have a share of spaghetti together, but like
Yeah.
So now I've realized like that's definitely something you should be doing for everybody on the set.
And that doesn't even really happen anymore. Okay. I'm just
No,
saying.
well, because
really,
for
there's so
most-
many. That's part of our
And most of
checklist.
exactly most of what we do, like we try
Consent
to
forms.
always keep it as professional as possible, so that when we do have to pause, it's not like we're like all taken off on break for 45 minutes and leaving you guys that we're trying to get that action on the camera.
Right.
And that's-
and
it
I
took
think
me-
you didn't know before
Exactly.
doing mainstream. He
Well,
had
for
no
a long time, it wasn't always like that,
Yeah.
and obviously not all sets are created equal. So there definitely were sets
That's
where,
true.
like,
Not all sets are
you,
created
you wouldn't want to go in the shower afterwards, or So I can understand where that nervousness would come from.
And then he did mainstream, and he's like, "Oh, I get it.
Yeah, it's not fun.
It's not like that.
It's not like that. Yeah. And then since you guys, I think I heard this correctly, since you guys have begun both performing professionally, in terms of your experiences with other partners, do you now pretty much keep that to a professional context, and then private life is more the two of you, unless you collectively decide to do something?
Yeah, I mean, we do collabs. I like doing collabs with him. It's really fun. We don't, to be honest, we don't even do a lot of swinging anymore, mainly because I'm very careful with testing. And I don't like to put myself or my job at risk at any point. So we kind of stopped swinging when I started really going into mainstream.
Yeah.
Gosh, I can't even remember the last time we've done it.
I know.
And he loved it. We both loved it, but I was just like, I can't risk it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we haven't done it in a long time, and if we do have we're having so much sex between mainstream and home.
Collabs,
There's no room for any of it,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Sometimes like a swing party or a
Sounds
couple
really
date,
fun.
it's performing. Like everybody is at their highest level because this is the first time they've done it in a month or with another. So everybody is trying to impress each other. So again, you're not acting, but you're performing at your highest level rather than enjoying.
Well, and I think, do you guys find that since making the switch from it being just kind of an exploration of your marriage and your personal sex life to like your job, how has that changed the way you guys even look at sex now? Because I know for me, like I can't, like sex is this weird thing that I'm always thinking of how to package up and sell, and it does shift once you're thinking about your angles and your lighting and like whether you could film this or not, right?
It's so true, because sometimes, like if I'm working 2 or 3 days a week, and those are long taxing days sometimes, I'll come home and just want to have sex with him, and I just want to like relax and have like a real good orgasm. And in his head, he's like, this is going to make great content. And so we'll be doing it, and he'd be like, I'm gonna get my phone. I'm like, you ruined it.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then I throw a fit, and he's like, okay, I understand. And then once we get into it, he's like, I understand why, because it's more of emotional connection.
Yeah.
But there's some times where I'm like, oh, if you're gonna do something crazy to me, you should probably turn on the camera.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so it's a hard balance. Or sometimes I'm just too tired.
Yeah.
So
It definitely does. You could try and tell yourself that it's not going to change,
but it does.
But it's not, and it's
and
not
you want to
negative.
do just want to do good old fashioned missionary sex.
Yeah, that's
just
how it always
all
happens.
closed up.
I just want to
Just like a little snuggle.
Yeah, and I don't want to put on lingerie, and he really, he loves
Yeah, you got
it.
the baggy shirt.
I
and
got the
robe.
baggy shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
All right, guys, we are going to play a middle segment of the game, and I actually have, I'm going to go grab them because I forgot them offset. I have a couple of whiteboards. So we're going to do a couples quiz. I'm going to pose some questions to you all, And I want you guys, you're gonna have a few seconds to think of the answer for each other.
Okay, so I'm guessing what he's
You're guessing what he's gonna say, and he's
Okay.
guessing what you're gonna say. And then I am going to keep a score of who gets the most correct answers. Okay. So, what is their go-to comfort food after a long day on set?
My go-to would probably be chocolate.
I'll accept that. I'll accept that. Okay.
That is this specifically would be only Hershey's.
Okay, so what about what's Andy's go-to?
For me, wait, let me think. Wait, don't say rice cakes.
Is that what your answer is?
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say candy.
Oh yeah. Oh my
Okay.
God.
What movie or TV show do they secretly binge watch?
Secretly?
Or
Just in general?
well, let's just put it in general.
Usually, right now, it always changes, but it's either gonna be 911 or Lucifer.
All she watches is brain rot. Hunting wives.
That is
Hunting
really
Wives.
good.
Yeah, I've
Have you
heard that's
seen
very
that?
good. I heard that's quite gay too,
It's
right?
right out the chute.
Right off the okay,
It's awesome.
good. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
to watch that.
Softcore.
It's
I like
yeah.
that.
It's pretty hardcore softcore.
All right, so what about Mr. Joey? What does Joey like to binge watch?
Sopranos. All
Oh,
day, every day.
there we go. Okay,
Yeah,
look at that.
That's easy.
Look at that. So, all right, so here we go. What's one hobby that they've always wanted to do but they haven't done yet?
I would love to try. I would love to try surfing, but I'm scared of the ocean.
Oof, I got that wrong.
Oh.
But I have camped.
But not with me.
Okay.
All right, okay.
You're gonna laugh
okay.
then.
What about you, Joey? What is something you've always wanted to try but you haven't yet?
Skydiving.
Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
That's funny.
Well, I think neither of you get a point, but I think that you should definitely
That's a
go
half.
Go
camping.
camping together?
Yeah.
Thank
Definitely
you.
go
I agree.
camping.
We want
I think
one.
that's my instruction for you guys after today's
That's
podcast.
funny.
All right, so we're going for a best 2 out of 3.
Okay.
So far we're 1-1 each. Okay, so if you guys could go anywhere for like a romantic weekend getaway, where would your partner want to go?
Okay.
Andy, what's your response?
Italy.
Just went close.
Been to Cabo.
Well, I thought you'd want to go to Cabo. You always talk about
so
Cabo.
confident. You were so fast. Okay. All right. What about you, Joy? Where would you want to go for a romantic getaway?
Well, if I still drink wine, I would have said Napa, but
Oh.
Wine. Italy.
okay. Well, looks like we're going to Italy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we are.
you're going to
Yeah.
go camping in Italy. Okay.
We're
so
failing at
we're
the
looking.
Italy
The next point that wins is going to be the winner.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Because so far
Bree's
we're.
just digging deep at this point.
Yeah, we're going.
We're not
It's like,
very good
actually,
at
you
this.
guys need to get a divorce after this.
The first person
date
who
each other.
answers one question right gets to stay on the podcast. And the other one. Okay, so here we go.
That's so
This is one you should know. What is the top app on your person's phone that they can't live without?
They can't live without?
Yeah, the one that's the top of their like weekly report.
Oh gosh.
Let's start with you, Joy. What is yours?
Okay. This you just confused me. I was going to say TikTok, but it's probably Twitter now.
It's Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Joey gets a point. All right, and what about yours, Andy?
I'm gonna say my banking app.
Oh, I said TikTok.
Oh,
can't
look
live
at
without
we've
my
got a
banking
winner,
app.
everybody. Andi Avalon, clearly.
Your banking
most-
app.
If I didn't have my banking apps, our bills would not get paid.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Practical, smart and practical. All right, the winner of this relationship, Andy.
Yeah.
You
That's hilarious.
both have mentioned. I think you both have mentioned in past interviews that joining the industry did cause some friction and conflict with certain friendships or family relationships. How did you guys navigate that? Because oftentimes that can be the thing that shuts everything down, right? So how did you guys manage that? Those challenges, and has your sense of community evolved since being part of the industry?
That's a big one to unpack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to go with this one?
I think I could. Yeah. I think when we first kind of showed her face on
We had
Twitter,
that conversation,
yeah.
like this is gonna
And
change our world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she said that. She's like, hey, I'm looking down the pipeline on this, and like this is this is gonna blow everything up.
Yeah.
And
We got to be prepared for that. Like our world's about to flip upside down.
Yeah.
And she went through all the threats that could happen. And, we were in a position where financially, like we needed to take a risk.
Yeah.
This no longer for pleasure.
Yeah.
I mean, it comes with pleasure, but like.
Yeah, it was becoming the career.
Yeah. And so it was more of a necessity type of situation. And that's kind of how it started. And once, I think, the bridesmaid in her wedding.
We didn't realize how quickly it was going to explode. We had a friend who told us, oh, I've been doing this for 5 years. No, my family hasn't found out. You're all good. And then I had somebody else say, it's going to be very fast. Be prepared.
Yeah.
And then little did we know, the maid of honor in my wedding, who I hadn't spoken to in like 3 or 4 months, found out and sent all of our friends and family my links.
Yeah.
And my photos and my videos.
Office.
His workplace, his parents.
Yeah.
You name it.
You just got doxxed.
Doxxed.
Yeah.
She was online putting my kids' names out there. It was really rough. And it was like, it was enough to shut us down. Like we were like, oh my gosh. But then
It felt weird. It felt like someone was in our house.
yeah.
Like I had to look out the window. That
Yeah,
week.
it was very
Like,
scary.
felt-
Yeah.
And then the calls started coming in.
Yeah.
Like even
little by little,
a lot
people
of family
started.
were.
But that's where very quickly we lost all of our friends.
Yeah.
I would say 99% of all of our friends just decided not to be our friends anymore. And then our family, there was a couple of family members that took some time to adjust. And still, I think they truly don't really love it.
Yeah.
And then we started realizing who the friends we did have, who they actually were.
Yeah, who they actually
The
were.
good ones, the people who were like, oh, I'm not judging you, like, that's your marriage. I think everyone was worried it was gonna hurt our marriage, which is possible.
Yeah.
It was always the people that would say they were worried about our kids.
Yes.
But then
Oh,
they were the
They were-
ones that were perpetuating
The
lies
lies.
and almost
Yeah,
making
the ones
it's like
sending, like you said,
Yeah.
threatening to contact schools and like
that-
really.
that all
cause harm.
happened.
And then they did. Then they
Yeah.
did contact the school. They
Yeah.
did get them kicked out of school.
Yeah.
And at the same time telling us they were worried about our kids. Like, well,
Yeah.
now you're hurting them. You're not hurting us. You're hurting them.
Yeah.
In the long run, them leaving that, because it was a Catholic school, ended up being the best thing for them. They're thriving now. And we realized, wow, we were stuck in a bubble
Yeah.
of we thought was supposed to do, and how freeing it was to get out of that bubble was actually kind of like just a breath of fresh air. We're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Hard to go through, but on the other side of it, you realize
Yeah.
it really was for the best.
It's one of those. I don't think I would go backwards
Yeah.
because there's
Yeah.
a lot of times where you're like, I don't have any friends anymore, really.
Yeah.
And like,
we have a few really good friends.
yeah, and sometimes I'm like, I still wouldn't go backwards, knowing what I know now.
Yeah.
And
Does that
just
make,
how
like-
quickly literally people who grew up with some stipers just turned their back on him. I was like, those we thought were your friends.
Yeah.
Turns out they're not.
Yeah.
They-
and it's incredible what the stigma of sex work, like how deep that stigma is, right?
Yeah,
It really
and-
will cause people to like have such a strong aversion to somebody they've known their whole life.
And meanwomeanwhile, they're all cheating
Watching
on
it.
each other.
Yeah, yeah, watching
and
it, cheating on each
their
other, right?
spouses.
Yeah, yeah.
That was the biggest thing, was all the people who turned their back so quickly. Those are the ones that I have actually witnessed them cheating on their spouse.
yeah.
And to me, I was like, the nerve.
Yeah.
We're open, honest communication with each other, and this is consensual. And yet we're the ones that are being shamed for it.
Yeah.
And that was the most hurtful. I was like, man.
Yeah.
So we still navigate it.
Yeah, there's always new people finding out. I think
Mm-hmm.
that but within the small communities, whether it's school or extracurricular for the kids, like when that
yeah.
group of moms find out, then
Takes
that's
time
like
to
a whole new.
adjust.
And like some
Yeah.
moms have like wanted to call the cops on us.
Yeah.
For no what
don't know why.
because they were
Yeah.
so mad when they found out.
And you know what they always say? I wish you would have told me.
That's
Yeah.
always.
I'm
what
just
it
gonna
is.
Like-
sit you down and say, hey, guess what? I do porn.
Yeah, well, and
Like-
it's funny because I mean, my wife's a former performer. We have 2 kids as well, so
Yeah, you understand
always
this.
you always have to have that, like, when do I drop the bomb? Like when do I tell that new
that this is my
friend, or our kids are friends and like we're now hanging out with them. At what point when they're saying what do you do?
Yeah.
Do you not just you stop
Just
being really
tell 'em.
vague?
Yeah, you can't be vague anymore.
Like, I'm in production.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's
Entertainment.
what we talked about. I was like, most of the people who hurt us the most, they were upset they didn't know. Like they knew us all this time.
Yeah,
and
They felt like they were
didn't know.
lied.
They
to.
felt that they were lied to. And I was like, but it's not, in my opinion, I was like, that's my personal business. I don't need to share it. But to them, they were like, no, we are like this, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
I think that the hurt is
Like it was
what made them
deceitful.
turn on
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. And it's the rule of thumb that I always try to apply is it obviously depends. Like you read the room. Some people it's going to be cool to tell them right away.
Yeah.
Some people you're like, I might not ever even like need to tell them
Right.
because it's not. I always feel like once it's gotten to a point where, like, say we're friends with a couple that are also parents. You know, if we've hung out a couple of times, if the kids are clearly friends, if like it's clear that it's going to go towards a friend circle.
Yeah.
Better to
tell them
get
at some point.
better just to get it out so that if they do have a
not
bad
gonna hurt.
reaction, it's not.
Do you say like, hey, by the way?
So it usually will come up where people will ask what, because like I said, my wife doesn't perform anymore. She did have, she does have an OnlyFans. She's not super active on it, but pretty much has just been doing the stay-at-home mom thing for a long time. But me, I'm obviously still very active in the industry, and I'm not in front of the camera, but I'm like a big, you know, porn producer. So people will, ask what I do, and I'll usually say, I work in production as my first opening line.
Okay.
And then when they ask further questions, then I work with a lot of creators.
Okay.
Which
That's
is true.
That's a good segue.
It's like segueing into.
But if it gets past that point, I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say, well, actually, I work mostly within the adult space.
yeah.
And we have been very lucky where we've received way more positive, like just support than, it's funny because like my wife's, one of her best friends is like a full like Mormon church going, I think her husband is like afraid of porn,
Yeah.
and like they're best friends and like she's super cool and her kids hang out all the time. And so like you also
never
don't want to
know.
like judge back,
Absolutely.
right?
True.
But we just sort of take the route where like if you're
is
not
what it
going to be
is.
cool, then we're
Yeah.
not going to hang out anyway.
Yeah.
So
I think now we would do that with like new friends.
Yeah,
and stuff.
exactly, yeah.
We
It
were
was-
just so deep in those
Oh, yeah.
relationships. It was like
well, it's a different thing when it's like coming out to your existing circle.
he said he's like it would be easier to tell our family that he was gay.
Yeah.
That's what I
Then
told
it
my
would
mom,
be-
and my mom said, "Yeah, it would be."
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
like
She said
yeah,
that.
like
He's like, so you'd rather, and she's like, I would.
Yeah.
And we were like, ouch.
Yeah. I was going to say that's not often heard.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And, it was rough and we still navigate it. But we've been lucky enough to where I always tell him now, given time, people realize we are still the same people they've known forever. And if you give the time to adjust and like, not such a bee sting,
Yeah.
they come around eventually. Like, it takes a long time, like months. But eventually they stop looking at you weird. They start forgetting that because they see you every day. Like, it just doesn't add up.
Yeah, they're not defining you only by this image of you as
Yes.
like porn star.
Yeah, and I tell people, had someone not told you, you would never have known.
Yeah.
And they're like, good, that's a good point. If someone didn't come to me with bad intentions, I wouldn't have had those bad thoughts.
Yeah, yeah. And it's pretty shitty that people that like dox you. Like that's just
Yeah, rough.
it's or just all the rumors that start. Like there's been some
the crazy, the
wild,
weird ones.
yeah, like where you're just like, what? Like what? Yeah.
And I always say, like, I don't care. What we do is crazy. Like,
Yeah.
and it's in most cases, it's immoral.
Yeah.
In other people's visions, right? But just don't do negative things proactively to us and our family.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You
not-
could.
Well, and especially since too, like you guys obviously, again, you've been together. It's clearly an established, committed relationship. You have a family. You clearly love each other and your family. You're like, you're living your life. You're paying your taxes. You're like being good citizens, right? Like, how at the end of the day, it's just that stigma of like, oh, because it's porn,
this, it's
therefore,
bad.
like it's crazy sex parties and like irresponsible behavior, and you're like. No, it's just, like
It's
getting
work.
groceries and like,
like my work is in LA and my life is here, and
Yeah.
it's very separated.
Yeah.
It doesn't cross paths.
Yeah. And I think that's important too, and having that little bit of separation too between like, work life and then home life, and it keeps the person and the persona
Totally.
with a little bit of distance, which I think is an important thing for people in this industry too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing that keeps you the healthiest or the
Keeps
most
me,
sane.
yeah.
Is if you can't surround yourself or and fully immerse yourself
No.
in this thing. You've got to get out.
No. There's been plenty of people I've seen over the years where you look at them and you don't know if the person is left inside there, because it's just all the persona, and that's kind of a sad thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always tell him, like, if I've been working a lot, I'm like, I need a week. I'm just gonna block off my calendar. I don't want to think, talk about. That doesn't exist for 1 week. I just need to like decompress.
Yeah.
And then I'm back at it in a week, and I feel healthy, and my brain's going, and I'm in it, and I'm like horny again, and like I just need that separation sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't need to stop. I just need a minute.
Yeah. You need to say sometimes you need to stop performing.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to stop performing.
Yeah.
And
100%.
it might not just be the sex. It's like the long 9-hour day on set.
Well, yeah,
right?
just having to be on all the time,
Yeah.
having to be the character.
Yeah.
I don't even open
Yeah.
my Instagram or my Twitter. I just don't even do it. You know?
Yeah.
And let him handle it. And
So, what is in the future for Andi and Joey? What's on your bucket lists for the coming year?
I just want to keep working hard and hopefully win some cool awards. Would be amazing. Grow and maybe just show people that you can have a beautiful, normal marriage, healthy, beautiful family, and still be in the sex industry, and adult industry, and just enjoy it. It doesn't have to be all work. It doesn't have to be all pleasure. It can be a healthy mix of both. And I want to see him grow too, because he's amazing.
Yeah.
I've done it. I'm there, and I love to watch his growth now too. And I'd like to see us both do something amazing. I don't even know.
I mean, look, porn needs a good new power couple.
Yeah, it
right?
would be
So there
great.
you go. And what about you, Joy? What are you looking forward to in the coming year? What's on your bucket list?
Continued success. I think that especially Andi has been growing organically at a great pace. And I like the journey. Sometimes, you want to be at the top fast, but we're kind of like in the middle of the journey right now, and it's fun. Financially, it makes sense too.
Yeah.
We're not too big to where it's taken over our lives. And I think this is that like golden hour that you just need to enjoy. And I want to keep that going for another year and see how that goes.
Nice. Well, I wish you guys the best of luck in that.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll get you in some good adult time projects as well, right?
It's my favorite company.
All right, so, well, good. That was not a paid promotion.
It was not.
That
It truly
was
is.
truly genuine. Okay, so we're going to end today with our final segment, which we call rapid fire. So these are clickbait questions.
Okay.
So my first question is, if you two swapped bodies for a day, what would be the first thing you would do in each other's
Masturbate.
body?
You want a wiener.
I want a wiener.
She wants a wiener.
I want to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I think I would
the
oil.
boobies. Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
I think that's the first thing I would do for a while.
Well, yeah.
For a
yeah,
while.
Extended amount of time.
Very good. There could be a great scan out of that. You
Right?
know, still shoot some good content. Have you two ever gotten? Oh, this is, I think, perhaps an obvious one. But have you two ever gotten off to a video of yourselves? Do you like to watch videos of yourselves?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. Mm-hmm.
And I was getting one together right now for something for a Twitter post, and I was like, just normally doing it with not even thinking about it, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. It was an oil scene just with
Oh,
you
the
and
big
someone
tip.
else.
Yeah.
And I was
Oil,
like,
I think
Oil.
I know what Joey likes. He likes the oily boobs. If you could design a sex toy, what would it do?
Something different that hasn't been invented. Oh boy.
it's hard because the sex toy business
It's pretty
is
big.
trailblazing.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
I don't either. We'll leave
everything-
that to the sex toy business.
Everything's been made, I think.
Yeah, okay, there you go, because we're going to leave that to the sex toy
Yeah,
business.
sorry.
They think of things I've never thought
But
of.
but whatever it is, you should be able to put oil on it, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, as
must
long as
have
we're putting
oil.
oil on that.
What's the most surprising non-sexual skill that you have picked up from working in the industry?
Acting. I have learned acting.
And do you enjoy it?
I do.
Yeah.
I hate speaking in public. It makes me so nervous, and it's taught me how to not be so nervous, and yeah. It's been fun.
Yeah, no, excellent.
It's stressful.
Yeah.
But I think I'm getting it.
Your
Very
acting
good.
is I mean, you're right up there for a typical Academy
don't go
Award.
that far. My lines are like 3 words.
Well, you know, like I said, you just do the right script.
Especially when you get a script like
Yeah,
within
right
an hour.
script, yeah.
Like, here, learn this.
What about you?
My tolerance for energy drinks.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
I didn't know I could drink that many energy
Yeah.
drinks. in a
Red Bull
given-
is the unofficial sponsor of porn.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. There you
Must
go.
have 2 or 3 a day.
If you could create a porn genre that doesn't exist yet, what would it be?
I guess mine would be, it's like a mixture of free use. I really like poker or anything like gambling.
Gosh, you're so
Yeah.
right.
And I want a guys, and we've talked about this with Shay Sight's husband, that we are legitimately playing poker, but then like a different girl that we don't choose that are there would then just come up and start doing things to you while you're
While
playing,
you're
and you
still
have
playing.
to continue playing.
Right.
And I think Reagan Fox's
gotta
husband's in on
patent
this
that.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's like I said, and there's actual money changing hands, so it's like you really have skin in the game.
Yeah.
But you're also like, what's good, you know? Like,
And you can't really get too distracted
'Cause it's
because
free
you're playing a
use.
game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah, yeah. You can't like you necessarily.
Yeah,
you
we're
still gotta
free
play.
using you.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
but you
it's-
need to still focus.
Exactly.
Which becomes challenging.
And when
at certain
money's
points.
on the line, like,
Yeah. Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm gonna go with that. That sounds amazing.
That is a good one.
okay,
I like to see what makes you tick.
default to my answer.
I'm defaulting to your answer.
Yeah, she's supporting.
I
She's being
support.
very
Okay.
supportive.
You're gonna be
She
in this
supports your
game?
answer.
I'm gonna be in this
Yeah,
game.
she's already cast herself.
You're the
in this game.
fluffer?
I don't fluff.
Okay.
That should be a good genre. Sorry.
Yeah.
is
No
fluffing.
fluffing.
Oh, fluffing? Yeah.
No, not my favorite thing.
Yeah,
I don't love it.
People act like it's a thing, so we should make it a thing.
Make it a thing, right? Let's just make a fluffing
like
genre.
do a big.
I know girls that
blow-bang.
love that.
Well,
they love
most
to
of
be
the
a
time
fluffer.
in porn, right, guys are always magically hard, right?
Yes.
And it's not too often that you see a guy get hard on camera.
Uh-huh.
So if you did kind of a fluffing scene where the whole point is just to see the guy getting hard, then
Yeah.
it could be something. There you go. Okay, that can be we'll just add that as another
thank
porn
you.
genre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. What's one kink that you didn't understand until you tried it?
Like one kink we didn't understand until we tried it.
I think I know.
You want to go
I
first?
think it was a while back. It was sounding.
Oh yeah, sounding.
Oh
was cool.
boy.
Yeah, is that taboo?
I like doing
Yeah.
that.
Oh, I don't know. Whew.
Is it? And that was, we both have done it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
I like it.
It's like intense.
Yeah, I was gonna say it makes one squeamish.
I also
Yeah.
like fisting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
For
that.
you.
Now, do you like?
Getting fisted.
Do you like? Have you ever given a fist?
No, but that would be cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to try that.
Yeah.
Write that down on your bucket list.
Yeah, that should be on your bucket list. Giving a fist is it's
Powerful.
it's an achievement.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa.
I feel like it's an achievement when it comes in me. I'm like,
Yeah, well,
whoa.
it's an achievement either way.
You know?
Maybe I feel like it, like like if, as a giver, it's always an accomplishment where you're like, I did it.
yeah.
It's like climbing.
I did it.
climbing a mountain.
You say whoa, you're like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, like because you're like, wow, I can't believe
Yeah.
that happened, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so fisting and what was the other thing that
Sounding.
we said? Sounding. That's right. Yeah, there you go. Excellent question. Excellent answers.
Love it.
Very good. I love talking to you guys. Thank you to the Avalons.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks
I
for
appreciate
having
you
us.
guys.
Yeah.
We did it. That's a
Yay.
wrap. See you next time. Woo!
We're not very good at this.
need to get a divorce after this.
The first person who answers one question right gets to stay on the podcast. The other one. Okay, so, here we go.